Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're actually going to talk about Star Wars again. We're going to talk about rumors that Pedro Pascal is not happy with The Mandalorian and he might be noping out after this season. And again, these are not our rumors.
Nope.
We're going to report on them. And it does seem to be the case given the focus on Bo-Katan in this season.
And, Star Wars inevitably seeming to go all women.
Yeah, there was a story out there the other day that effectively points out, look, if this happens, if, the Mandalorian gets sidelined in his own show in favor of Bo-Katan, then everything coming out for the next couple of years is going to be female-led, which is probably what Kathleen Kennedy has wanted all along.
Because there weren't women in Star Wars until Disney got hold of it, ever.
Right.
And only white men like Star Wars until Disney took hold of it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about all this stuff going on. This is kind of the eulogy for Star Wars. Like I said before, I want to be very clear. I'm not even angry anymore. I don't even care. I literally do not care about Star Wars. I just think this is a masterclass in how to
ruin a franchise.
Ruin a franchise in record time. And The Mandalorian was the one thing that Disney had going for them that was, for a while, for at least the first season and a half, was kind of universally loved by old school fans, new school fans, and they managed to destroy that goodwill too because the ratings are not good on this season.
Right. And now this new rumor comes out that basically, which is the same rumor we've been hearing for a while, which is KK and Favreau are not getting along, and then because of some choices made, most likely by Kathleen Kennedy, Pedro Pascal is not happy, and he's going Last of Us and other stuff. Even though next season he's probably character's gonna die anyway. So he's off doing other things, and maybe he's just like, hey, it's time to just,
it's time to go.
He doesn't get to take his helmet off like Bo-Katan all the time, so it's probably because she's a woman.
Yeah, right. She doesn't want to mess up her hair.
Yeah, the nanobots supposed to keep her hair nice.
The nanobot.
That's what she said. The actress said, they asked her, like, well, why is the hair always nice? Nanobots.
Oh my God. That was kind of like the G.I. Joe movie, like the first one, Rise of Cobra. Everything was nanobots.
The only thing I could think of every time I think of nanobots is a Doctor Who episodes, there's two, with the empty child and the doctor dances.
Are you my mummy?
Those were good episodes.
Are you my mummy?
Why couldn't we have that in here? Anyway.
So you're going to Grogu, those are going to be his first words. My mummy, are you?
No. See, they don't talk like that. Just Yoda.
God, because he's got a speech impediment.
Yeah, or no, his master talked that way, and he does it to honor his master. Or something stupid like that.
Bullshit. Bullshit. You're just making Disney.
Yes,
you're just making shit up at this point.
They are. That's what they're doing. Anyway, okay. So now they're having rumors. They're talking about Kathleen Kennedy friction and could Pedro Pascal leave the show. Again, not our rumors.
No, not our rumors. It's getting picked up all over the place. Epic Stream picked up. This was actually a couple of days ago. Now, it is kind of curious. He was not at Celebration. He did phone it in.
Now, he might have been working on something, though.
Probably on better paying gigs.
It could be. We don't know.
For HBO.
He still sent a phone call in, but he didn't go over. Maybe he wasn't invited. I don't know.
He wasn't invited.
We want to make it about the women. All the people on stage are women, so you need to stay off.
That sounds ridiculous, but the way things are going, people are pointing out correctly that they're basically taking Luke Skywalker's Legends arc and they're dividing it up between multiple females, Rey and Ahsoka.
But there was an important woman in the arc, and her name was Mara Jade. And, but then again, I don't want them to ruin Mara Jade. But what's interesting to me, though, too, is the fact that this all ties back to that thing with when the scripts came out for Obi-Wan. Originally, they had to go in a different direction. They got rid of the writer and had to redo it. And I think that's when they put Leia as a focus. But yeah. I will bet you money the original probably had Luke as a focus. And then Kathleen Kennedy's like, no, the Force is female. We got to make it about Leia, which makes no sense at all.
Yeah, so we've got Obi-Wan being about Princess Leia instead of Luke, which makes no sense. Canonically speaking, doesn't make sense. We've got Ahsoka, which is fine, but then we've got Rey coming back, even though her movies declined movie after movie after movie.
Most people don't want her back.
And now we've got Din Djarin being possibly replaced with Bo-Katan.
And now anybody's the Mandalorian. Just like anybody could be a Jedi. Yeah, so here's the rumor. The rumor has come from the same person who keeps putting out all kinds of rumors.
So take it with a grain of salt.
Jeff Snyder. He heard the showrunner creator Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy Haven't been seeing eye to eye since season 2.
This is every week where, okay. Now, do I believe that there's something going on? Yeah, it does seem like we've got dueling Star Wars, but at the same time, I'm like, this damn rumor has been around for 5 or 6 years now. Like, there's a civil war going on at Lucasfilm.
Well, apparently, Favreau was not happy because I guess they were going to do season 3 was when they were going to reunite Grogu and Mando, which makes sense, right?
Right.
But Kathleen Kennedy insisted they do that reunion during Book of Boba Fett, which everybody's like, why are we doing a Mandalorian episode in the Book of Boba Fett?
To get people to watch Boba Fett. Why
does Boba Fett suck? Blame Kathleen Kennedy, because it sounds like, the reason we have such a shitty show was because she kept sticking her fingers in it. Everything she touches turns to shit.
Everything she touches turns to shit.
It's the opposite of Midas.
It's the septic touch.
Septic touch, yes.
Septic touch. What's funny about that, though, is the 2 best episodes of the Book of Boba Fett were the episodes without Boba Fett.
I know.
The Luke episode and the Mando episode. And yeah, it was like you could have just had those. Just it basically was Mando's season 2.5.
Right.
You could have just had another episode of Mando and called it.
Yeah. Well, they were supposed to put the reunion in season 3. And then apparently, allegedly from the rumors, it makes sense. She went and moved it to Book of Boba Fett, which made no sense. And so I guess Pedro Pascal was already kind of pissed about that. And he said he's been told that Pedro Pascal is not having the best time in the lead role and says he won't be surprised if the Last of Us actor parts ways with the series after season 3, speculating that Jar Jar might even be killed off in the season finale.
What? Why would they kill him? Well, I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll kill him off.
Well, this makes sense too, because this I felt this way as well. Pascal's character hasn't been seen without his helmet at all this season, and while this is very much keeping with the main story, it's hard to shake the feeling that the whole Mandalore plotline wasn't the original plan and was somehow hastily thrown together at the last minute. I agree with that, because it has felt that way. I would agree with that.
Like he's like, hey, I won out. Oh, crap. Okay, how do we do that? Hey, I have to phone it in, so just put a stunt double in the suit, and I'll just come in for a day and dub some lines. And there were rumors that in season 2, he actually wasn't in the suit very often, that he was just dubbing the lines. And he might just be like way out at this point and just be like, yeah, the reason he's got the helmet on the whole damn time is he's not even there.
Well, it doesn't make sense either. Like, Bo-Katan can take her helmet off because she walks in both worlds, but so does he. And, everything else, there's just a lot of double standards, a lot of things that don't add up. Again, this is all rumor, though. But it is interesting because when you do look at all the stuff coming out down the road, it does seem to be all led by women. The last season of Mandalorian did seem like the story was just kind of thrown together. I thought that was odd.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're coming out and saying, "Hey, it no longer revolves around Din Djarin."
Everybody's the Mandalorian now.
That's like saying, hey, you know what? Batman's not about Batman anymore. It's about the Bat family.
Anybody can be Batman.
Anybody can be Batman. And this is the thing. I'm getting so tired of the damn mantle shit. This happens all the time. It's like, it's a mantle. And it's always a mantle being, I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
You're going to get in trouble. It's always a mantle being taken from a popular male character and being handed to a female character. Now, in this case, though, I will say, I like Katie Sackhoff. I like Bo-Katan. I do. I love Battlestar Galactica. Okay. So it's not like she came out of left field. It's like, here's some brand new character that just, whatever. But this is a trend. This is a pattern, especially in Star Wars. Luke's passing the mantle to Rey.
He didn't even pass it.
She took it.
She just took it and named herself Skywalker.
There we go. So Rey took the mantle from Luke. We've got Ahsoka basically. She's been around again. She's paid her dues, whatever. But we have a show that is effectively going to do Heir to the Empire light with her as the lead.
But this is just Dave Filoni getting all his characters in, and I guess one of the movies he's doing is going to tie into all the show stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just look, I said at the beginning of the video, I don't give a shit what Disney does with Star Wars. As far as I'm concerned, George Lucas told his story. It's over. This is all fan fiction. Very expensive fan fiction, but they're making some critical errors. Like, there's a reason the show was popular.
Well, what makes me mad, and beyond the fact, with the women, okay, is that and this isn't just Lucasfilm, it's Hollywood in general. There's this idea that women only want to go to these movies if they're the main character. Like, well, okay, Indiana Jones will make his goddaughter, like one of the main character. We have Star Wars, it's all female leads going forward. We keep seeing it with different movies that come out or whatever. And then women don't go to it either because, thought here as a woman, sometimes we want to go see movies with men in it because we like that actor. Maybe we think the actor's hot. Maybe we like the character. Maybe we want to see the action stuff and we just don't think a woman could do the same. Who knows? But women don't, it's not because I don't go to see it because I'm not on the screen. Sometimes I don't want to see another woman play it. Sometimes I'm the one saying that I think they're Mary Stu's and they're ruining things.
You actually, it was weird. We were split. If you go back before Clownfish TV was a thing, we had Clownfish Radio, which was a podcast. You go back when The Force Awakens came out, you were actually saying Rey was Mary Sue. I actually said I like The Force Awakens for what it was. You hated it. I know you hated it.
I was like, I already saw this movie.
Yeah. And so we were actually, so as a woman, she was saying she hated The Force Awakens. She thought,
it's also mad that we had Han, Luke, and Leia and they didn't even get to put them together and they killed Han. I was like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah, it's almost like, again, going out of their way to destroy the legacy characters and bring in replacement characters that are, we've got Kathleen Kennedy's fanfic insert, and we've got Dave Filoni's fanfic insert. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that this character's, like, Ahsoka's a pretty well-developed character.
Yeah, Ahsoka's
right?
the only one I'll give you.
But it clearly is Dave Filoni's favorite character because it's his character.
Yeah, but Ahsoka's a popular character.
Yeah.
But that's because, she was a popular character before this push to make every character a woman. But they have this idea in their head that women only go see the movies if there's other women on screen. And then they're like so shocked women don't go see it. It's like, I'm not saying I don't like women characters. Sometimes female character lead is a good thing. But I think we can smell the bullshit a mile away. And sometimes we want to go see a movie with a guy in it because we think the guy's hot. We just want to see him do amazing things.
Hot guy things doing.
Right. I'm just saying. I mean, they have this idea that women only want to go see other women, and that's not true. And sometimes other women, the agenda is so obvious, it's painful, and it's insulting. And we're just like, why can't we just have a character that's female, that has to be female, and there's no agenda to it? But you lead everything. We need a hero and everything else. It's like, we find that insulting, belittling, annoying. Yeah, churro, yeah.
They should do that for International Women's Day, month, year, whatever. You go to Disney and they take the C off of the churro, and now it's a hurro.
Hurro. There you go.
There you
go. So I'm just tired of it. I mean, Ahsoka, I'll give you. There's no reason to bring back Rey, especially after how bad those films did.
This feels like, and it's a big if.
They want a big write-off.
Yeah, if there is a pissing match going on at Lucasfilm right now, it's almost like Dave Filoni is like, well, I'm going to put my self-insert fanfic character in this show. And Kathleen Kennedy's like, I'm the boss. I'm going to put my self-insert fanfic character in the show, and I'm going to have mine in a movie.
Well,
in theaters.
Kathleen Kennedy's so full of shit. Either she has Alzheimer's or something. She's like, we never said Kevin Feige's getting a movie. I'm like, we showed you in the other video that yes, she did, and the writer was working on it and everything, and there was all kinds of updates about it.
Can't you, if they prove that she doesn't know what the hell she's
talking about? But they obviously proved that she lied about that one.
Can't they?
I proved it.
Can't they get rid of her? Be like, hey, like when you've got a politician in office and they're unfit to serve, can't you say, hey, Kathy, you've clearly forgotten a whole lot of shit and you might not have the mental capacity to steer Star Wars going forward. And also look at these box office receipts. Yeah, you clearly don't have what it takes to run Star Wars, to get the hell out of the way and let somebody come in that knows what they're doing. But Disney just is bad determined to lose money. And I think Bob Iger
it's like they're doing it on purpose.
Is BFFs with her, I think, and he's just going to let her do whatever.
They have to make all these cuts and people are losing their jobs because they have to have more money and they're not making enough money. And their answer is to double down on stuff that loses them money. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
It's him and KK. They're trying to ruin the company before they go out.
There was this tinfoil mouse-ear theory that Bob Iger was actually trying to devalue the company.
What, for Apple or something?
So Apple could acquire it.
Because he was on their board.
Yes. And he was going to put that deal together. And he can't have Disney be too successful because the price is going to be too high or the shareholders won't agree to sell.
But he can't get away with it now. He's been watched too closely, so I don't think that's the case. And it doesn't make sense. People are like, they're going to sell Lucasfilm. Well, if that's the case, why are they running it into the ground? They're not getting money for it then. They'd be better to, unless they want the loss to write off their taxes.
Who knows?
They're going to want more money. They're going to want it to be worth more money to make money off of it, or at least get their money back.
I have given up on trying to understand the logic behind Disney Star Wars because there is no logic. Because even just looking at like all the media outlets are talking about what a failure the sequel trilogy was, film after film, the decline of popularity in Star Wars, the decline in the popularity of The Mandalorian. All of these things are in decline. How bad the Book of Boba Fett was, how bad Obi-Wan was.
Book of Boba Fett, they could have printed money on that one if they had done it right. And even the actors telling you this is not Boba Fett.
Yeah, all these stupid decisions, all these things that should have been no-brainers, they did the opposite. And anybody could come in and run Lucasfilm better than it's been.
Well, it's a joke now. Everybody, Kathleen Kennedy's announcements, everybody laughs. They're like, oh, are they going to be put through this time? She's a flippin' joke.
Clearly, she is money averse. I don't know what else to say. They got off, on the right foot with Force Awakens financially because everybody expected Han, Luke, and Leia to come back.
That's why they teased it in the commercial.
That's what they teased. We did not get that. All they needed was one damn scene. And we didn't get that. And even with that would have been, we could have moved from that because the rest of it, it was a movie we already saw. It's not a Death Star, it's bigger. Come on. But you move past that and then you get into new stuff. I can see why they did what they did. And then they go into new things and then they completely destroy everything from the first one and then destroy everything from the second one and the third one, and it makes no sense. Like, there was no plan. Like, that should have been the first indication to Iger that they need to get Kathleen Kennedy out of there. And then he just like, oh, whoopsie-doopsie, women. I don't want to get in trouble for being mean to firing a woman. Yeah, and then freaking Galaxy's Edge, that should have been the original trilogy. That was the plan.
Having the Falcon there is like the only cool thing about it.
And it's just everything has been a cluster with Lucasfilm, and it's just that they're doubling, tripling down on their own destruction. I don't know what to tell you guys. Any hope you had for classic Star Wars coming back is never going to happen. So It's either you like this shit or you don't. And if you don't, you move on. I've moved on.
Everybody's moving on, so it's not going to do well.
No.
And then they're going to lose more money.
Yep.
So.
All right, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.